We're back. Morning after. I got G with me. And G, I have a problem I got to bring to your attention.
I'm nervous.
Okay, so this show, I feel like the show's going great. Live chat loves it. I don't think the people that rewatch it love it as much. I
Why?
don't know. I don't know how to combat that. I think the people that rewatch it are looking for a little bit more controlled chaos. The live chat wants chaos, and I don't know. You know me. I want to make the people happy.
So what is the rewatch group wanting? Like, is the rewatch group coming in like, yo, this is just a mess. There's no structure.
Yeah, there's no structure. They want topics. They don't want as much like free flowing going based off like what the chat says type of deal. They want like kind of like a 30-minute version of the full podcast, it seems like.
Yeah. I mean, I know where I stand on this, but I think there's just going to be differing opinions. Also, I got 3 different cough drops in my mouth right now. So if anyone's wondering what's going on, that's what's going on. Hi, great to be here. Been off the channel for 2 days, been in bed for 2 days. So thank you for having me. I don't know. I think it's your show. I think you get to pull rank. I think that's what it is. Do you want what I would do if I were in your shoes?
What if I say what I want to do and you just say like yes or no?
I'm gonna say yes blindly to whatever you say.
I was gonna say I think we made the show for the chat. And I think we appease the chat, and if it doesn't have that rewatchability, then that's kind of just that the focal point of the show is like Pickle Rick, who comes in every morning and has comments, right? Like that's who the show's made for mostly, I feel like.
I think I agree in general with that, but chat's got to deliver. If we're making the show for the chat, I need to see the chat. And right now, I only see Rickest in the chat.
That's true. Chat has to show up if we're going to make it about the chat. That's 100% true. We got to have the chat show up.
But I hear you.
Need 30 minutes of Connor Enright knowledge. We did that on the recap, actually.
We basically did do that. Dude, Connor Enright's terrible. He's got to be the worst Big Ten starter. Like, no other team. Minnesota wouldn't even start him. What are we doing?
Yeah, I don't understand what's going on with Indiana. One of my favorite things was like midway through the game, just a whole bunch of Purdue fans saying, y'all told me Indiana was good on Twitter. That was amazing.
That was fun. That was
amazing.
Purdue fans and Indiana fans really good at hate watching each other, yes. I learned. Like, I think they're better at that than Michigan State fans are.
I was going to say, I think they're better at that than watching their own team.
Yeah, true.
I think they have issues watching their own team. I think they panic. Purdue goes down 7-5 and the sky's falling.
Yeah, very true. Extremely true. The chat's active now.
Chat's chatting. Pickle Rick said, G, do you think Carter or D even watched the Painter Presser, or did you just send them a topic for Corp DNA short?
Oh, they definitely did not watch the Painter Presser. 0 chance they watched anything. Yeah, while I was on my deathbed, I was still grinding through topics, me and producer JK, just trying to put everything on a tee for these two. And all they can apparently do is read off of the text we sent them. They can't take the 15 seconds needed to look up the source material.
So what did Payne actually say?
I don't even want to get into it. I want to pretend it didn't happen. Will, no, there's not a full episode today. We were too sick yesterday. Hand up. Cart and I Cart did a good job, actually. Cart's been sick and I've been sick simultaneously. I think for the last 2 days, I've been sicker than he was. So I was off, and Cart, while sick, was grinding through stuff to get on the channel. And then I would just kind of jump in for like an hour here and there where needed, whenever you had to like go do your actual work stuff. So we got through everything except the full episode yesterday, the full episode for today. So like yesterday afternoon, we were supposed to record that. And I was like, Cart, I'm about to go get a water, then I'm good. And he was like, gee, I need to sleep. Like I'm dead. So we just called it off. No full episode today. I think it's the first time in 2 years we haven't had a full episode on like a non-holiday day. So pour one out for us. But big fella said he feels like shit today. He's still dead. So hopefully he'll be back tomorrow. We can get back in the swing.
I gotta give Cart even more credit too. While we were doing shorts, he stopped like recording with me to record like 3 or 4 different recaps too.
Yeah.
So he got through. I want to say we had 15 shorts on the docket, plus he did 3 or 4 recaps with also like, and there's no way the chat will know how hard this is. It was with 3 different people. He did one with Riley, one with J-Man, and I want to say one with Connor, I believe it was. To coordinate all of that while also coordinating shorts with me and G, that's working with 5 different people across like 5 or 6 hours while having the flu.
While his wife was gone, left their baby for the first time for a work trip. So he was solo dadding for the first time since his 1.5-year-old son's been alive. Yeah. While sick, coordinated with 5. Like big fella earned, hey, G, I need a nap. Oh, so here we are.
Oh yeah, he earned it 100%. And he did morning after with me too.
Yeah.
Like that's a crazy amount of content to push out with the flu with just a bunch of different people.
I will say too, though, like if you just take one day off of doing this when you normally do it 5 days a week, you do get a lot of stamina back. Like I just needed a day and a half off, and I feel a lot better today. So hopefully the same for Cart, and we can do a bunch of preview content tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't think anybody realizes like how much this does take out of you. And to be fair, part of the reason they don't realize that is because Cart and I will forget to watch the actual paint presser. So it looks like it doesn't take as much work, but it does take a lot out of you, especially if you have the flu. So
apparently Cart is tuned in right now because he's commenting from the Sleepers account in the chat. I'm a sicko though because I'm tuned in. Hi, Cart. I hope you're feeling good, my friend.
Hope you're feeling good, Cart. By the way, I feel like that's a good plug for this show. Only piece of content Cart's watched on the channel in the last few years is this episode.
Yeah, rest easy, brother. I'll see you in Valhalla.
That is
I don't know what that reference is, but I keep saying it in the last 24 hours, and people keep being like, gee, you should stop saying that.
That is slapping is crazy. To be fair, Carter started off looking better than he did the day before, but I think all the work wore him out probably.
Probably.
Everyone's saying they woke their wives up to watch the last 5 minutes of Indiana, Minnesota. Wasn't that game at like 5 o'clock? Or was it 5 o'clock my time?
5 o'clock your time. It was it was 7 p.m. tip here.
Got you. Okay. Well,
7 p.m. tip here.
I still feel like that game was over early.
Rick says, were you surprised Indiana lost last night? No, I had a Minnesota moneyline ticket that I didn't unveil until halftime when Dr. was talking a little spicy for my liking. But no, I'm not. I think it's hard to win on the road. I think first-year coaches, especially, like you saw what happened to Ben McCollum at the Breslin Center. Part of that was Michigan State was great, but part of that is like it's hard to win on the road in this league. And there is some excitement about Minnesota right now. I thought that was pretty evident. Like the barn, I mean, it was so stupid. They stormed the court, but like, good for them. Like, I don't think there's been excitement in a Minnesota basketball game in like 6 years. There clearly was coming into this game. So I have pretty serious Indiana questions. We talked about them in the recap. I don't know if you want to get into those here, but am I surprised they lost that game? Not at all. They hadn't played anybody. Minnesota was decent, and it was a juiced up environment.
Yeah. I mean, we did probably like a 30-minute recap on it, if not longer. So I think most of our thoughts will be in there, but yeah, the Indiana team has problems. And I think you compare like the problems they have mixed in with like a look ahead spot. That was a great money line bet. I spent the whole preview with Cart talking about how big of a look ahead spot it was. Immediately bet Indiana 3 different ways because I can't quit Darren. I don't want to quit Darren though either.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel you. I mean, I like Darren. He wants to buy shots for us like actively right now. But he should probably like get better players because Reed Bailey and Connor Enright in a starting lineup in the year of our Lord 2025 is disgusting behavior. Chat's popping off with good questions right now. Can I kind of go rogue with the chat?
Absolutely.
So we got Will Bergen who says, does this Indiana team still feel like early Beeline Michigan, Greg? That's been the comp for me with this. And yes, it does. However, you got to remember the first couple Beeline teams stunk. Like they started CJ Lee. You should Google CJ Lee. He's basically African-American Connor Enright. They had two players and nothing else. That was the story of the first couple Beeline years. And yeah, it feels like that. It feels like a good offensive coach trying to run good offense through two superstars with nobody else. And if he can get real talent there, I have no doubt he's going to be amazing. But Beeline's career did not take off until he got real talent. And DeVries' team doesn't have that right now.
It doesn't. It doesn't. Walrus Noises says there's only 9 scholarship players on Minnesota. Is that real?
They're down to it because they lost their starting point guard, Chancey Willis, for the year. They lost their starting center, who I'm not convinced was a real human when I read the tweet that he's gone. So, yeah. I mean, look, this is a bad loss. Minnesota's like one of 3 teams you're supposed to circle and beat wherever you play them on the schedule. But also, like, my Michigan team last year lost to them with Dawson Garcia. Like, teams get bit by them. I don't think we know what Indiana is yet.
How does Minnesota always find some North Carolina player to come to their school and start averaging like 20?
Yeah, it's a good formula, honestly. Like, let's just take a former Tar Heel that everyone's decided stinks. And honestly, Ian Jackson to Minnesota next year would do triple platinum.
I mean, I would cop an Ian Jackson Minnesota jersey. I'll be completely honest. I'll be fire.
Be good.
Cart wants TK versus Joshua Jefferson talk.
Can we do that after I respond to Big Sundays? Because Big Sundays has the Terrace Reed thing. Greg, does it bother you that Barris Reed might be the best player on the best team in the country? No, it doesn't bother me at all because I don't know if you're aware of this or not, but Terrace Reed doesn't even play for UConn. So Terrace Reed, you go through UConn's games this year, Terrace Reed's played in like 3 of them. So if we're really giving like Terrace Reed's the best player on the best team in the country thing, he should probably start playing because he has 2 points since Thanksgiving. He was really good against Columbia and UMass Lowell. He had 2 points and 5 rebounds and 4 fouls in 15 minutes against Illinois. Eric Reibig just got a KenPom MVP. If he actually was doing this every game and treating Arizona, who he didn't play against, and Kansas, who he didn't play against, and Illinois, who he had 2 points against, the same way he was treating UMass Lowell, then it would definitely bother me. But I don't think that's the situation. I don't think UConn's the best team in the country, and he's not playing.
Also, Terrace Reed is just Merez Johnson, but Merez can dribble. So wouldn't you rather just have Merez anyway, even if Terrace Reed is like the best player on UConn? Like, I don't think Michigan's missing at the moment.
I have massive amounts of respect for UConn and Dan Hurley. I'm not trying to antagonize that team whatsoever, but to characterize that team as like Terrace Reed's team this year, I think is not at all what it's been through a month.
Now, it might have been his softball team this offseason. We didn't get any quotes about him having any errors at first base, so we do got to give him that credit.
It's true.
Pickle Rick said, do you know the total number of videos you put out for the year? Because he watched 1,254.
Yeah, it's been really cool to see people's numbers coming in with like the whole I guess there's like a YouTube rap. Everybody's stealing Spotify's flow right now. But let me look that up real quick. That's actually an interesting question. I don't know it off the top of my head.
That's a crazy number because Mr. Curtis tweeted me that he watched 572 and he was in the top 0.4%. So that's like crazy.
Yeah, I mean, we do on average like around 450 to 500 videos a month. Let me try and look up an actual number because now I'm curious. You can keep going with other stuff while I look this up. I'll find it. When
does the next Braden Smith pod drop? Jack Nelson asked.
We're recording Friday night this week.
Okay.
Yeah, so we'll get it. It's a bummer because Friday night is not good for numbers by any means, but it's just what worked best with all 3 of our schedules this week.
Honestly, I mean, different type of person, but I love when we get the Friday drops. It's the perfect way to end the work week and start the weekend to me. Because then you come back on Monday and you start it with like a full episode that you guys record Sunday night. It's the perfect transition. I Can Explain said, is Rob Wright better than Allen Iverson? He is not, but Rob Wright is very good. Nico NL said, which conference gets the most tournament teams with what we know so far? Big Ten? Ooh,
yeah, I think
probably Big Ten, right? I was going to say SEC. I feel like the Big Ten gets more like top-heavy teams in it, but the SEC might get more quantity.
I think it's just Big Ten. I don't really – they're going to get like 12 in.
That's true. Is Donovan Dent back? No, right?
Donovan Dent is back. He hasn't been great this year.
When he got hurt against Cal, everybody made it seem like he shouldn't have been on the court and had like a season-threatening injury.
I think he's fine. I think he's a bad fit in Mick's style of play. Like he wants to run in transition. Mick does not. I think they're working through that right now.
Connor Lamb said, "Isn't there some stats about Braden being sleepy and scoring less in these noon tips?"
I don't know. I've never looked that up. Might have to ask him.
Noon tip day after a podcast. I think we get a special Braden performance in that situation. I mentioned this to Cart. I realized yesterday on every Purdue vid, I just quote Run and Point Pod. Probably going to stop doing that. But there was one moment where I realized, like, because I watched the Run and Point Pod before, like, Purdue's last game, like, shortly before. I realized through the podcast, Braden is one of the best players, like, not just in the country, but in the world. Because he told you guys, hey, my shots aren't falling. I have to be better. Shots immediately started falling. Like, that's like superstar stuff. That's not like, because anybody, Car said day of realization yesterday. It was. I got to stop quoting Run and Point Pod. But like, that's like superstar stuff. If you can vocalize your issues, then just immediately fix them. That's crazy to me. Brandon's Nider said, he donated $10. He said, Greg, what is your confidence level tonight that Lions saved their season? You guys are awesome. I know we give you shit sometimes, but just know it's us mostly being salty about our squad sucking.
Brandon Snyder, thank you. Appreciate you. Thank you for the donation too. That's very kind. I'm not confident at all. Yeah, not confident at all. I think we're so hurt right now. Like if Amon-Ra doesn't play tonight, I don't know what we do. Probably just feed Gibbs, but I think the Cowboys offense is legit with where our defense is at right now. We probably need to win like a 48-42 game. And I'm not all that confident that we have the offensive weapons right now to do that. We'll probably screw something up along the way. So I'm bummed. Don't get me wrong. Like I greatly enjoyed this like 2.5-year run of the Lions being amazing. I do think there was a legitimate Super Bowl window that we clearly passed up and did not capitalize on. And it sucks. But I mean, the reality is I'm familiar with the Lions not being a serious contender for my entire life. So it's not the end of the world. There's other teams that I'm more devastated by if we fall out of the playoff picture, you know?
Is it like, I don't want to say like extra sad, but that Dan Campbell quote after the NFC Championship game where he's like, this could have been our only shot at it. Like,
yeah.
To be honest with you, like I probably would have fired him on the spot. But now that we fast forward like 2 years, I definitely think he should be fired. Like that quote to me, he didn't coach like that was his only shot. So for him to say that, it's like, well, you should have coached like it too.
Yeah. I mean, look, I think Ben's the guy. I think Ben was the guy for our run. Ben is the guy. Look at who's in first place right now by 2 games. I'm very curious to see how the Bears do against the Packers. Reminder that Ben sort of signettied and said, I want to stay in the division, so I get Matt LaFleur twice a year. And now that's who he's got this week. Like I'm pretty excited for that game. So it's hard to be like genuinely liking what the Bears are doing while my team's just crippled with injuries again. Connor Lamb, by the way, I want to respond to this. Said running point drinking game. 100% drink. There's a lot of those. By the way, I was watching Braden do a post-game presser with I don't know if it was Katz or somebody this week, and he hit the 100% with Raftery, I think. And I was just like, oh, yeah, he does that. I've seen that before. Greg Glaze is Braden. That's definitely one you could drink with. However, I got a question for the chat on this. What am I supposed to do?
Yeah.
I'm hosting a podcast with the preseason National Player of the Year that I'm a big fan. Am I supposed to act like I don't think he's cool?
Yeah.
I think people would hate that way more if I was acting like unimpressed and too cool for Braden Smith on a show, no?
Yeah, this isn't Connor Enright's podcast. This is Braden Smith. Like, this is the best player in the country. This is a next level guy. Like I said, like this is a superstar. He said, yo, I'm not making shots. Immediately started making shots. Connor Enright's been saying he ain't making shots for 3 years. We're still waiting on him making them. Like Braden's a different guy. You're supposed to glaze dudes like Braden.
Listen, at minimum, you got to acknowledge that it's not manufactured glaze. Like I'm genuine glazing from a place of pure sincereness. I don't know if that's better or worse for me, But that's where it's at. Also, would like to make this known, and I acknowledge this is 100% true. When I interview players or talk to players, I have a very different voice. Have you noticed that?
I mean, I feel like everybody puts on like their professional voice, like when you get on like the big stage.
Mine's the opposite. I kind of like code switch.
Yeah. You get like more locked in with the player.
I think I'm like my pure natural personal voice just when I'm with Carter and you. Yeah. And then the moment I'm with like a starting point guard of a team, I don't know, just like turn the swag up on the voice a little bit. It's very evident if you listen for it.
Did you see what Cart signed? Or well, not Cart. Cart and I signed us all up for yesterday.
What's that?
So we're gonna do a 4-day live stream the first weekend of March Madness, where we on here. And
no, we're
not. That's the anticipated plan at the moment. I texted JK. I was like, JK, you're gonna have to lead the way on this one.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna work. So in our busiest portion of the year, there's just gonna be 2 people from our team constantly on a live stream here.
Yeah, it's probably not gonna work. It's probably not gonna work. But we thought like that would be like hilarious. And we also we said, Cart just put it in the chat. He said you turned into Ernie Johnson. He's Shaq, I'm Chuck, you're Ernie Johnson for sure.
Yeah, I think that's a good comp, honestly.
I said it yesterday on here. Like if TNT or whoever is running inside the NBA ever needs another Ernie Johnson, they need look no further. There's no way Shaq and Chuck is harder to handle than me and Cart.
I don't know about that.
Oh, what a life said. You got to give Braden a hard time about his coach choice during his post-Rutgers interviews. A little too swaggy for Purdue. I mean, what do you mean a little too swaggy? Braden is Purdue. He defines what's too much swag for Purdue.
Listen, man, he's being given so much free shit right now. Like, he has no choice but to be swaggy.
I mean, he's what, like I don't want to say the multi-million-dollar man, Cybertruck man. Like, you got to have a little swag.
Yeah.
I think your draft stock goes up based upon how you dress.
I would like to think so. If that's true, he's a first-round pick because he's had an incredible dude, I open Instagram and like we start to get tagged in shit because we have the show with him now, and we just get tagged in like a new endorsement deal every 2 days. It's crazy.
Have they started doing the assist counter in the student section?
I think so. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, that's great. But also, like, again, our co-host just has endorsement deals out the wazoo, and we're going on month 3 of no sponsor. Man, Jay Will, text me back, dog. We've been doing this dance for 2.5 years, Jay Will. Okay? Like, come on. This is frustrating to me right now.
I do want to let Jay Will know I packed my Duke Jay Will jersey to San Antonio last year, just in case.
Did not need it.
Didn't need it. And I definitely needed extra clothes. I wore a pink jumpsuit twice because I didn't need my Duke jersey.
You just literally the entire time in San Antonio, you were just in pink jumpsuits.
That was it. Because I never had my moment to rock the 2-2.
Cart said needed a rental car. Yeah, we did.
The Indiana trip's gonna be fire. Golf game's in a great spot for it too. Have you seen the new like National Player of the Year odds? I don't want to go away from the chat, but there was like one specific name on there that I thought you would think is hilarious.
No, can you give me them, please?
Darren Peterson's still plus 2,500.
Oh, that's funny.
I think he's like 8th or 9th on the list, something like that. What's his name? Rothstein just tweeted them out.
I feel like he could go on a Mormon mission in the middle of the season and still be like in the top 5 favorites to win National Player of the Year and be the #1 pick.
He's literally tied with Caleb Wilson, who's just turned North Carolina around.
Dude, I don't get it. I don't get it. I do not get the narrative with that kid at all. Why did we crown him as the greatest?
Also, Braden plus 500. If you're a Purdue fan, I don't hate that. We will get you Dr. Doctor to drive you guys around for the Final Four. My boy Sleeve did DM me the other day.
How's Sleeve doing?
Sleeve's doing good. He apologized for not being in the morning after more. He was confused on the scheduling every day at 10. Probably the least confusing thing that like could ever exist besides the full episode. But he said if we ever need anything and we're in Illinois, he's got us.
Great to know, Sleeve. Thank you. R.I.P. Sleevis, but we miss you.
We do miss Sleeve. DK says Streets are saying IU needs Archie Miller back unless DeVries has more kids. I think Darren does. I mean, his kid's literally on the roster.
Listen, man, Mike Woodson went 6-0 against Minnesota. Darren DeVries is 0-1. Mike Woodson went 3-1 in Big Ten conference openers. Darren DeVries is 0-1. He's got work to do.
Dustin says it's great that Braden gives 0 fucks about National Player of the Year. I don't buy that. I don't buy 0. Maybe minimal, but I don't buy 0.
Yeah, I don't know. At first I thought that was BS. I think he cares way more about the assist record than National Player of the Year.
I will say he definitely I love hearing him talk about how mad he gets when he doesn't get an assist.
Yeah, that one he won't deny that one. He wants the assist record pretty clearly.
I think again I gotta stop quoting Running Point Pod before he gets upset. But there was an episode where he said like how he wanted like hockey assists to count because he was creating the. Or wait, no, not that. If you pass to somebody and they get fouled and they make both free throws, you should get an assist or something like that. Couldn't agree more with that.
Well, so many of the Purdue offense right now, the plays are like TKR high post lob for dunk. And I do think Braden's like, damn, that was me. Pretty funny. That's also been one of the biggest arguments against your take, which I'm going to put you on the hot seat for in the final 3 minutes of this episode. You really stirred some shit up saying that Jeremy Fears is a better passer than Braden.
Yeah. I didn't know what I was getting into with that. There's a lot of things I say, and then I just don't go on my phone, and then I pop in the Discord. I'm going to be honest, I'm Draymond Green and you're Steph Curry. There's a lot of checks I cash or I write that you got to cash.
Right. I was in there really fighting the good fight for you two yesterday, sick on my deathbed. And I think it's a fair thing. Now, again, I feel like it doesn't really benefit us to go out and antagonize the point guard that we have as a co-host on the show with. But I don't think there's really any way to argue that Braden has been a better passer than Jeremy Fears this year. Just through 8 games, just once. There's no quantifiable metric that would say that. He's the leader in raw assists. He's the leader in assists per game. He's the leader in assist rate. His team is undefeated. He's doing it with less talent around him, with less spacing. I don't really see how you could possibly make an argument that just in 1 month of this season that it has been anything other than Jeremy Fears has been the best passer in the country. Yeah. But yeah, there were people who I think they were like, oh, it's just Dion doing a narrative again. Oh, it's just Cart joking around, right? Like, no, that's the numbers. That's the numbers. You should watch Michigan State if you don't think this is a real thing. It's honestly like what I'm marveling at. Like, I cannot believe that Jeremy Fears is at a Braden Smith level as a passer right now. Yeah. But he has been through a month, which is crazy.
Yeah, I think Cart and I's, or at least my expectation with the comment was more so to big up Jeremy Fears than to bring down Braden. By any means. I just like the way the ball looks in the air when Jeremy Fears passes it. Now, if Braden does it behind, like Braden makes the most spectacular passes, I think, in the country. I just think when Jeremy Fears throws a lob, it's just like the most beautiful thing in the world. I'm not going to lie. Like it's amazing to watch some of the lobs he throws. I assume they're going to be turnovers, and then they're just in the perfect spot every single time. I will say, though, I felt really good about where I'm at with Purdue fans after that, because a year ago that would have went so much more south than it went yesterday.
Yeah, I think that's fair. You were able to smooth things over, and we're still all being, grown adults about this. Just for one last little like sprinkle on the cupcake of this, that's a term I know you like, Card. I'm trying to use that to get your spirits up. When Braden was with Caleb First and Will Berg, he turned those guys into doctors in Wichita State Shockers.
Yeah.
And when Jeremy Fears was with Carson Cooper, he turned him into like a legitimate lob threat.
Yeah. And like Coop and Kohler look like one of the best front courts in the country. And yeah. I don't think they are.
That's crazy.
No, in terms of natural talent. Like, I think Jeremy Fears helps them get to that next level. And he helps. Like, that's the thing about Fierce. His passing makes so many people better around him. Not that Braden's doesn't by any means. I think Braden's phenomenal as well. But I don't know. I think if the way Fierce passes makes players that I think are like average look really, really good.
Yeah, they're just two historically great passers. Like Braden is probably the greatest passer the sport has ever seen. And simultaneously this year through a month, he hasn't been the best passer in his conference. That's crazy to say, but we'll see what happens.
They both kind of turn Brandon Stokely into like a borderline Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Or like respectfully to Julian Edelman, who I think Julian Edelman stinks, but he had a good quarterback. That's who Fears and Braden are. Like, you take somebody that stinks, give them a good quarterback, all of a sudden they're really good players.
Also, I would love for a running point to ask Braden about some of these things. Like, I still got to map out what the episode is tomorrow, but in my head, like, it's the appropriate time in the season to just do a little pulse check of like, so Michigan State's undefeated and Fears leads the country in assist rate, and like Michigan's undefeated and analytically the best team in the country. Like, you know, are you paying attention to what's going on in the conference? The problem is his answer is going to be like, not really. So that's not an interesting convo. But I don't know. I might hit him like next week with just like, hey, we got 4 days before the episode. Need you to like do a little research. Like, let's talk the other Big Ten teams for this. But I don't want to take away from his usual week. So I don't know, Dion. I got to figure this out.
Did you hear the thing I said that I thought was going to go really poorly? I don't know if that one made it to the Purdue chat or not.
No, what?
I said, and this was the quote I thought like you guys were talking about in the Purdue chat, by the way, that you were defending, and then I realized it was the Fierce thing. I said I'd rather play Purdue right now than Michigan. Like, Michigan scares me, but for whatever reason, like, if I was a team, like, I wouldn't fear having to play Purdue, even though I think Purdue's still the best team in the country.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. Yeah.
Like, it's something about Yaxel, Merez, and Mar. I'm good. Like, I don't want that smoke. It might be a mental thing.
Yeah, 100%. So I got to ask you.
Yeah.
No, I'm doing the Braden Cart bits right now. So I got to ask you.
Are you guys ever going to mention Arkansas? Well, honestly, the show's over. There's your mention, though. Show's over. Darius
L's down. L's down. Good dub, Art. Good dub.
Darius Acuff's everything that Cart told me Michael Brown was. Show's over. We'll be back tomorrow at 10 a.m. Eastern.